Yo, what's up everyone? It is Zigzag here. Welcome back to another video of getting 25k as close to daily as I can bear. And today we have a special one because Coach Kodiak is on holidays. He's, well, quite the opposite. He's studying and he's got exams. And we have Coach Feneb, best moving player in Australia, to help us out. So I think for this one, I'll do it at the start and watch it at the start with my stream. And then in future, I will watch the coaching at the end of the 25k. But yeah, let's get into reacting to this. I probably won't talk much. I'll probably just do more listening. And yeah, let's find out. I'll also go 1.25 speed, just because it is half an hour. But let's go.
Hello everybody, Feneb here. I've been asked by Zigzag to react to his latest daily 25k attempt that he's uploading on his second channel, GeoGuessr Explained. I've got the link in the description in case you want to check out the original episode. I've
Also go subscribe to Feneb.
some tips and feedback on how he could potentially have sped up his time and found the 5ks a little bit faster. I think Kodiak reacted to the last episode, but he's got exams at the moment, so Zigzag very kindly reached out to me and said, hey, as a good Australian moving player, would you like to react? And I said, sure, I'd be more than happy to. So I've already had a watch through, and I have a few thoughts that I'll share with you guys as to, what he could potentially do better in future attempts. So let's jump in.
Really, I'll show you guys that afterwards, and yeah, let's get into it here. See how we can play. First round, looking nice and 5k-able here. We're in Italy. What are the tips for Italy? I think we've got Romulus and Remus. I think that's their names. Okay, let's just get to this sign here. Okay, so we should be in. We're in New Rome, is that right? Nova Roma.
So the first thing that I picked up on here is that he's kind of tunnel visioned on it being Italy. Now there are a few things that mean that it's not. So these signs that he's looked at with the different hotels on them, the yellow and green signs, and then also the pedestrian crossing with 8 dashes, are all very Spanish. I'm sure he knows that, obviously. But the thing is, sometimes when you shift from playing no move and NMPZ, and you're paying really close attention to all of the little details like the signs, to trying to play more in that moving mindset of looking for info, it's easy to tunnel vision on the idea of, oh, I've seen a statue of Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, it's probably Italy then, and miss all the clues that it is in fact Spain. And so this is something that will come with more practice. Once you become more familiar with just absorbing info, then you also have more time to take in the country. He decides to head into the center of the town.
Up to this section. Okay, we've got the Burger King there to our north, and here we are in the center of the town. Okay, I think I can find the town name here. Probably. I think I still thought it was Italy at this point.
So heading into the town is 100% the right idea. With a lot of European cities especially, I find that there's often two ways that you can 5k really quickly. You can either head out of the town and look for road numbers, highway numbers, a sign that says what town you're entering or exiting, or the other way is that you can go to the town center and there'll be often buildings in the middle that say, oh, municipality of this city. So yeah, heading into the town in this case was the right idea. One other thing that I picked up on was that he noted down that he'd passed by a Burger King. Now, the thing is that that's almost unnecessary, because if you go back to the very start, back here,
see how we can play. But
right at the start here, this initial panorama, you have a bridge and you have a roundabout, and that's essentially all you need to 5k, along with
that's a good point.
name. So as soon as you find the city name, you can go, okay, I'll scan in this city for a roundabout with a bridge going south. And there's only ever going to be so many of those within a city. So taking note of where you went is obviously a really good idea. But in this case, based on this initial panorama with the bridge and the roundabout, you can just go, okay, all I need to do is find the city name. And then you don't have to try so hard to remember all these different details about the Burger King or what direction you went, because the 5k is very nice and simple. So that's that.
This building here, what type of flag is that? What's a Spanish flag? Alright.
So he realizes that he's in Spain, and now it's this building, as I mentioned, will have the city name on it. So it has Merida on it.
It's all Latin, I think. So what's this flag? I don't know. Merida.
Which he recognises.
I was thinking of Murcia, but I think Merida is a fairly big place as well. No?
So he's right, yeah, Merida is a fairly big place. It's in Extremadura, near Badajoz. He doesn't recognise it initially, and this is something that, again, will come with more practice. The more you play and look for city names in countries, just purely via osmosis, you'll pick up the names of big cities. So I know where Merida is pretty much off the top of my head, just because, you know, I've looked for rounds in Badajoz and I've seen the name Merida a few times. At the very least, it's a good sign that he recognises that it's a big city off the top of his head. It takes him a little while to find Merida, but when he does,
who's surprised about that?
Yeah, it's the 5K should be very simple from there.
Another country. I forget where. Okay, here we are. Merida. Okay, we're on this bridge. We're right at this roundabout here. Pretty sure of it. It looks good, but that road's not split. So let's have a look at the angle then.
So he has the right idea here. There's a couple of different roundabouts, a couple of different bridges, and so he's gone back to the start to check that he's got the right location, and he sees, okay, the roundabout that I've pointed at isn't correct. So yeah, completely the right idea here. Really good job in terms of making sure that he does have the 5K.
Go back to the 5K here. We've got the Burger King. No Burger King. Okay.
So in this case, I stand slightly corrected. The Burger King does come in.
The Burger King was actually helpful. Let's go.
I mean, it's like the historical centre, right? So I would have thought surely over here. I don't see any other centre that looks quite similar. But it's a two-lane. This is a footbridge that we're looking at here. Now we're here. Excellent. Didn't expect the footbridge to be marked like that. Anyway.
So in terms of why the footbridge is marked like this as a green line, so that footbridge, because it's like a Roman bridge, and you know it's an historical artifact, and you don't want people walking on it. Well, you don't want cars driving over it. It's a bridge for a footbridge, as he said, and it's not for cars. So bridges like this one that you can see here, they'll be marked with white roads because cars drive over them. But paths that people walk on, like you can see in these parks, they'll just be green lines. So that's why the bridge is marked like that. A small detail that comes in handy sometimes for scanning in urban areas.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
A border location in Austria and
Didn't expect
Liechtenstein.
the footbridge to be marked like that. Anyway, next one here, we are on the border between Austria and Liechtenstein. Okay, fun.
So he correctly identifies that it's a border, and border locations are something that come up a lot in moving games, and they're actually something that almost is a category of 5K in themselves. And the more border locations you do, again, they become easier over time.
So that would put
There's
us right
patterns
here.
that reappear.
And let's just get the angle here, I would say. Actually, no, it has the town name as well, doesn't it? Vorarlberg.
So yeah, getting the town name is completely the right idea rather than checking the angle. As you can see, it's sort of a northeast road, and roads heading out of Liechtenstein into Austria, as you can see along this border, there's going to be a lot of roads that go northeast. So it's far easier to check where the towns are and scan for the towns rather than checking for a specific road. Now, he gets a bit tripped up here over initially he assumes that it's heading northeast into Liechtenstein and then corrects himself and then has a bit of trouble finding Vorarlberg. Vorarlberg kind of doesn't really show up on the map. So the way that I would probably approach this round is to simplify it down as much as possible. So you have a border crossing, Austria and Liechtenstein, and you have two towns, Vorarlberg and Mauren. And so that way, you don't really need to worry about the road angle or what the road angle does. You don't even need to worry about which direction Austria and Liechtenstein are. All you need to do is to scan for the two towns, Mauren and Vorarlberg, along the border. And then once you find them, there's probably only one or two roads that go between them, and that makes finding the 5K a lot simpler. So yeah, that would be my advice for some future border crossing rounds like this. You don't need to worry about what country you're heading into or exiting or what the road angle is. Just look for the two towns that are on either side of the border. Sometimes you won't necessarily have the names of both towns, but often you do. But once he finds the towns, he does a pretty good job of pinpointing based on the road angle, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. I'm saying it. Nice. I could just see the bend being right. Oh, that was painful. Next one here.
So yeah, again, a combination of confusing a few different things and perhaps trying to scan for too many different things, road angle and town names and directions of countries. So trying to simplify things as much as possible in moving rounds, because you've got so much
That's a
to
good
keep track
tip.
of. Trying to simplify things as much as possible is always a good idea.
That's a
Next
good
we have
tip.
this Lesotho round.
This one's way hard to watch back.
I think it's the southern one, is it?
So Mkotlong is out here in the east. It's a reasonably big town, which Zigzag hasn't heard of before.
I just realized that everything starts with M in Lesotho. There's literally like 5 cities right here that start with M, which I was thinking of. M, 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 M.
So he has a little bit of difficulty scanning for it. But again, the more you play even these small countries, you don't often play them in no move because, you know, something like Lesotho is pretty difficult to learn no move. But in moving, they come up a lot more because, you know, you can put pinpoints in different towns and stuff and you can find info. So the more you play moving, often the more you become familiar with small countries like Lesotho or Singapore or Macau or Hong Kong, etc. So he finds Mkotlong and then begins scanning.
Oh, here it is. Yes. Okay. And then Tsumi. What was it called? Okay, so they were opposite sides. Tsime. I would assume that's going to be nearby this one because like Mokotolong is pretty obscure. So
this is one mistake that he makes that costs him a fair bit of time here, is that he makes the assumption that Tsime is going to be fairly close to Mkotlong because Mkotlong's you know, a smaller town in Lesotho. Unfortunately, like in most cases, that would probably be a fair assumption. In the case of something like Lesotho, however,
You can see it right there.
because a lot of the population is really like nomadic, there aren't a lot of really big towns. Mkotlong is actually one of the largest cities in Lesotho. So there's no guarantee that Tsime is going to be any closer to Mkotlong than it is to Maseru. In fact, it's about halfway. It's up north here. So in this case, what you could do is, again, you can try and keep it as simple as possible. You don't need to make any assumptions. Just scan for Tsime along the road between Maseru and Mkotlong, and it shows up at a fairly far away zoom level. So that makes finding where you are reasonably simple. He finds Tsime pretty quickly, though.
Moteng.
And then, well, to find Tsime, he uses this sign. And this is another sort of error, I think, is that instead of noting first that Mkotlong is quite a way away, he starts looking for Moteng. And Moteng could be anywhere, but having the fact that Mkotlong is 150 kilometers away means that you want to start...
Bro, it seems so obvious in hindsight, but I just didn't like think of that for some reason.
looking for Moteng quite a way away.
Is nearby. Gosh, what's going on here? This is a very good sign for the standards of this country, though. Mkotlong is 160. Okay. And then we want Moteng.
Yeah,
so that's
so
to our south.
taking in the distances immediately would save time
up
there.
here, then. Like,
And in fact, Moteng kind
actually-
of doesn't show up here.
I'm struggling to get the what's Tsime, yeah.
So yeah, he finds Tsime, and from here the pinpoint is reasonably straightforward, but he kind of overcomplicates things a little bit. So the intersection that he has a road north and a road south to Tsime, and he has a bit of trouble finding it, and so he decides to go look for more info, and these signs that are here are all blurred out, which is quite common in Lesotho and Eswatini and South Africa and also Botswana as well. For whatever reason, their white and green signs tend to be blurred out quite a lot.
That's
which
interesting.
is
That's good
annoying,
info.
but it happens. But yeah,
Is he going to skip
with
me
the
raging?
information we have, with Tsime and Tsime being to the south, that's kind of all you need, because you're going to be along the A1 somewhere, and you need to find just some intersection that works.
It's like this.
So he finds the intersection here, and this sort of demonstrates my point, which is that the other town names that he went to look for on the signs, he didn't end up using. All he needed was Tsime to begin with. So again, trying to keep things as simple as possible. once you have the off-road going off to Sime,
Yeah, thanks for the
there's only so
raid.
many roads that go off to Sime because it's a reasonably small town, so you can just kind of scan for an intersection that works. And he also tries to confirm the pinpoint here.
That's awesome.
One mistake that I would say he kind of makes
We found it.
is that he has here this
Ooh.
Cindy Lodge, which is a POI that shows up at the intersection, and he doesn't see that, and then goes back to confirm. So he's found the intersection and then decides to go back and confirm when he's already seen everything that he needs to know that the 5K is 100% there. But obviously, confirming is always a good idea. Better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, he loses another 30 seconds here to confirming when he's already got the info necessary. Also, one more thing that I'd add is that you kind of don't need to confirm in this location because this is really the only intersection that fits. But I can't really blame him too much for confirming. I do a fair bit of it myself. So on to the next pinpoint.
Well, he was very gracious to cut out the part where I was raging.
23? I think in Alberta here. We actually can... I think we should just get to a main road here.
So he's got the right idea here. Also, I wish I knew car meta and copyright as well as he did, because in this case it can actually be really useful to narrow down the region that you might scan in. Now, he has completely the right idea here to go to a main road. You're in a city somewhere in Canada. There'll probably be a highway nearby with highway numbers or distances to other places, so definitely the right approach. Now, there are two ways that you can take here to backtracking. The way that Zigzag uses is to look at the street names first here, but he doesn't try and remember them. So his approach is to go find what city he's in and then come back and check the street names. So that way he doesn't have to remember them, which is a perfectly valid way of doing it. Another way that I like to do often is to memorize the names of the streets at the start, and then that way once I find what city I'm in, I don't necessarily even need to backtrack at all. I can just scan for the street names on the map, and I don't even have to go back to the starting location to 5K. I can just click on the intersection.
Chuck this face.
Obviously, it requires a little bit more memorization. You have to hold a bit more in your head, but it does save a fair bit of time in the end.
It's a good point. I might try and do that in this next one.
So he comes to signs.
Okay, we got place names for days. Edmonton is nearby, and Edmonton is to our northish.
So one thing that I picked up on here is that he had two signs there, which you can see here. There are two signs here.
Okay, we got place names for day.
There's one to the west, and there's
East.
one to the east.
Trying to get a frame where it's not completely blurry on Australian internet. Good luck.
To the left here as you're entering the town, and one to the right as you're exiting. And it's possible that the one on the left here that you can't see at the moment could say what town you're entering.
Good morning, Yonti.
And he goes and scans for all of the towns that are on this sign that you can see, the green sign, before turning around to look at this other sign. And one thing that often saves a bit of time, I think, in my opinion, is to look at both signs so that you don't have to keep opening or closing the map. So you can just get all the information in one go, and then you don't have to keep turning around, opening the map, closing the map, and it just saves a few seconds here and there. But he finds the town pretty quickly, and then again, because he hasn't memorized or stored the street names in his head, he has to go back. So again, it's only a small time save, but it does add up.
Grit's right. It feels like we did that.
So another thing that he does as well
It's like...
is when he backtracks, he checks the grid angle. One thing that I'd kind of count this as maybe even a small error is that in a city or in a town like this, you don't really need to check the grid angle. As you can see, the town is all really on one grid angle anyway, so checking the grid angle is kind of redundant. All you really need are the two street names, and it's possible, I mean, you have to be quite confident that you've got the right town, but it's possible that because he had the town all the way back here when he
to our north.
was looking at the signs back on the highway.
Coming out of Barshore.
So he has the town right here, and if you have the town names memorized here, you don't need to go back. You don't need to backtrack at all. You can just click the 5K right here because you've got the correct intersection. But again, it does require more memorization, more stuff to store in your head, which is a lot harder. But hopefully that'll come with practice. So moving on to the last pinpoint, which is in Uruguay.
Let's get the city off this sign. And Montevideo. Yeah. Okay. I think we've
So he
got
heads
to
north and hits this main road.
Intersection would be my game plan here. I mean, this is a huge road.
And yeah, he has a complete right idea to head to a big intersection. Yeah, this is something that'll be scannable on a map.
Not too useful there. We're headed southwest on this pretty much. It's almost directly west, this road. Just slightly southwest. It looks promising. It does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Supermarket there. What kind is that? We can use that later. It's a DeVito or something. I think that's a checkpoint here.
So this is one thing that I picked up on. He sets a checkpoint in front of the supermarket, which is definitely a valid place to set a checkpoint. One suggestion that I would make, often when I'm setting a checkpoint, I will set it as I am exiting. So he came onto the main road heading north off of a smaller side street. So often I'll set a checkpoint at the smaller side street so that I can go back and check the intersection later. Because as it turns out, he doesn't end up needing to use his checkpoint at the supermarket.
That's clever. That's a good point.
So if we fast forward a little, he has a street that is quite scannable. One thing that I would note, just as a tip for moving in general, you can see above the sign here it says Del Cebador. Now sometimes things like that will indicate the district, but in Uruguay, for whatever reason, Del Cebador is just a brand. So it's not one of the districts of Montevideo at all, but sometimes in countries like Argentina or Brazil, the street signs will not only have the street name, but also often the district of the city, which is really handy for scanning. But for some reason in Uruguay, often it's just a random brand that maybe sponsored the street signs. I don't know, but that's just a small tip that I have for moving in general.
I do.
So he finds the road and then is scanning for the POI.
What does it say?
Or the supermarket.
Yeah, it's definitely Divino. So, I mean, I could just go back to the start, but I want to work out where we are right now, you know? Because I'm confused here. Like, why is it... Well, let's get the intersection. Yeah, that's a much better idea. This was Santa Monica.
Yeah, so grabbing the intersection idea is definitely the right idea in this place, and it's good that he picked up on that. In this case, he was struggling to find the supermarket because there's two Divino supermarkets along the Avenida Italia, which can often happen. Sometimes you'll have two of the same POI. So scanning for a road where often you're only going to have one of that particular road in a city is often a bit more surefire. He also didn't really check the road angle here, so checking the road angle would have immediately confirmed that the supermarket was wrong, because here the road isn't quite perfectly east-west. So yeah, remembering to check a road angle more often is in general a good idea. But he finds the intersection.
We were traveling to the
and then
west,
goes to
so
pinpoint.
we started out much more out here. Let's go back.
So again, going back to the start, what you can see now is that because he set the checkpoint at the supermarket, which he never ended up using, now when he goes back to the start, he can't go back to the checkpoint and check what intersection. He has to click all the way back to the main road.
Clever. Clever.
Fairly difficult 5K here, I think.
Which is a fairly small time loss, but again, these sort of little micro time saves do add up over
So we
time.
went north, and it's pretty much northwest, and it ends slightly.
So once he finds the road, once he's back at the intersection of the main road.
Yeah, Graal French, that's enough for me. So yeah, we're on this road, and then we, I guess, come here, and we get a street name maybe, or just see that there's a mansion here.
So one final thing that I would note in terms of finding the pinpoint really quickly, he notes that there's a mansion there. The mansion is probably unlikely to show up. It could potentially be a hotel, but it might just as well be an unmarked building. The easiest thing in these sorts of suburbs is actually three ways. So in this case, you can see that southeast of the mansion where he looked, there was a road to the east, but not to the west. So he's at a three-way, so he's either going to be at this road here to the north, or this road here to the south of where his pin is. And
I could just click in the
way
middle
that
in
you can confirm
5K.
is just by checking how close the road to the west is, so this other three-way. And that makes the pinpoint really quick. You can do it in a matter of 5-10 seconds, and you don't have to worry about scanning for a mansion POI or anything like that. So in suburbs, especially in Latin America or in Europe, where you've got lots of different streets and a big grid and stuff, and it's really confusing, checking for three-ways in a grid where there's lots of four-ways is really your friend in terms of picking up pinpoints really quickly. So yeah, that's all of my thoughts that I have for this 25k attempt. Overall, actually, I will say Zigzag's thought process and approach, especially on this Uruguay round, was really, really good. He went to the main road, he scanned for an intersection, and went for a recognizable intersection. Once he had the intersection, he went back to backtrack really quickly, and yeah, overall, I think out of all of the rounds, I think he played the Uruguay one the best. So yeah, those are all of my thoughts. Thanks very much to Zigzag for inviting me to do this. And yeah, I hope that everybody watching could get something from my comments as well. Yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you for the next 25k attempt.
And thank you to Feneb. Guys, please go hit him with a sub right now. Because that was obviously half an hour of work that he need to do. So thank you very much to Feneb. And now we are going to go play and see what kind of time we can set for today. My heart's hurting right now, so I just need a water or something. But yeah, let's just see how we can play today. I like the analysis, checking the road signs and checking the road angle. Two things I should probably be doing more so, especially at the start. Otherwise, it's just being more... I think it's being, like... Especially on Lesotho, it was about just, like, accepting that I don't exactly know where it is and scanning wider. Going for less confident scans. Yeah, so that's kind of the concept that we're after here. And so let us head on over to GeoGuessr. Tweaked World is our map at the moment. And let's just see what kind of time we can set. So I won't be looking at the chat because I need full concentration. It's not heartburn. It feels different. It's just, I think it's just dehydration or something. Anyway, I'm going to close chat. And our time starts now. Let's get into it here. I can reset on round 1, but I won't reset on any other round. Oh, and I will put a 10-minute time limit as well, because I don't want to go for too long. Okay, we'll see. Okay, Qatar's a nice start. We'll definitely continue on with this. We're on the 6. And we have over this side, Doha is to our southeast on the 6. Exit 51. That's all we need, really. So let's get into here. Let's find the 6. I would assume... What kind of antenna? It's a short antenna. And it's to our southeast. So oh, they're not marked, are they? Wait, I forgot about that. I think they're just not marked at all. Yeah. Okay. We need place names then. Alcor is to our east. Alcor is this one. And that other one starting with a T. I don't see it. I almost hit the spacebar just then. That would have been bad. But this road angle is wrong. So, Green. What a name. What about this? This looks maybe a bit more correct. Does it bend at all? It does kind of bend a bit here, and there's a bridge. Something like this maybe. Exit 51A and 51B. Is it even marked? Oh, I thought this is good, but this actually might not be. This whole thing might not be good. Okay, what can we use to 5K? We got something huge over to our northeast. I could go and find out what it's called. It's called Al-Hidan. It should show up fairly big on the map, but I just don't know if I've got the right... Okay, what? We're on Ras Lafan? Or Alcor Road. Okay. So we're probably more so up this direction, right? Alcor Road. Okay. We might be near Green. That's kind of cool. I hope we are. Okay. Let's just get on here. Angle. Alcor Road, surely. We're nearby it anyway, so we just need to find a road nearby. But what? Are we here? Like, the road just doesn't end to our north, so... Okay, Alcor Road is up there. But we're not on it. But it doesn't really matter, though, because we just need the... We just need the angle to line up somewhere near Alcor Road. It might be a white road. Oh, we might be here. Oh, wait, or this thing, I think. So, okay, back to the start. To our north, we have that thing. To our south, though, we don't have any roads, which means it's probably not the right intersection. It's probably one of these ones instead. But I'm pretty sure if we just line ourselves up with the building, then that should be close enough. Yeah, that's 5k just. Oh my gosh. Okay, I probably should have lined it up a bit better, but I thought you know what I mean. I thought the building was like kind of further west than it was. Yeah, that's okay. Next one here, we have Austria. I would say. Check car. Yeah. And I want to get out onto... We have a bridge for 5King, so let's remember that. Bridge to our west. In fact, let's actually just investigate it quickly, because I think we might be over a highway, so that actually could be the best thing for 5King here, I think. Yeah, let's go onto the highway here. Okay. E55. Salzburg is nearby. I should say at this zoom. 60... A12. The A10 is this one. Okay. And we're near Eben and also Bischofsdorfen. Okay. Nice. Is to our north, of course. So Eben should show up. Eben im Pongau. Okay, we're probably right nearby there. It's theoretically to our north. So yeah, one of these bridges here, I would assume. Okay, I think we can already go... Well, let's check the road angle here, exactly. We're like that, so... Yeah, and I think we started off here, probably. But let's go back to the start. And Scharthof-Weg, and it kind of breaks off into two roads, though. This is the kind of confusing thing for me right now. Also, we're here. Back to the start. 5k. That was pretty good. Honestly, well, I'm kind of proud of myself for that one. Okay. Yellow number plate should be NL here. That looks like the most promising direction to our south. Lock in. Okay. Okay, it's Denmark. I know they're organized. I don't recognize any of these place names. But okay, landscape guess. Okay, that's Bedstead, Argaskov, Tunda. Tunda is pretty big. But so harder self is the biggest. It's extremely flat. Okay, well let's just get into see if we can see the 400s or okay. Let's just see. I can't remember how organized they are. 200s there, 300s there, 100s here, 400s here. Okay, so now we scan here for holders. What was it called? Freaking. Headers, whatever it's called. Bruh, I'm not going to pronounce. Harders Zlev. Should be at this zoom level visible, but I'm going to go in again. I'm going to go find the road name, actually. Wait, now they're 100s all of a sudden. I saw 400s over here. Here, more like this direction. Okay, maybe road name? I mean, road number? $425? It's very close to here, surely. Okay, one zoom out here. We should see it, like, at least one of them. What is the other bigger one? Tunda. Oh, 425. Pretty sure that was one of them, right? Shit, 435. Damn it. Tunda. Oh, it's all the way down here. That's so annoying. So Tunda. Okay, so Tunda is to our south. by a good amount of kilometers, 20 kilometers. So now we look for a second city. We look for well, let's think logically. That's to our south. To our east, we can see bloody Hedesdelf. Bro, it's I just don't see these place names, bro. Okay. Road number. Kodak would tell me to do road number. The 35 is coming out of here. Okay. And then the 29. We're looking for the intersection of the 29 as well. Okay, so like up here then. What? Here. Okay, so let's see if the right angle matches that. It does, I would say, yes. And then we headed to the south of that intersection. So we're probably at Hella. There's something vague. Line up the road angle. It should be the first off-road. It is. It has to be. Not as good as it could have been. Okay, this is Bolivia on the south road, I think. Well, we have South Mountains, and we're going... Okay, so it should just be this road here. Actually, yeah. And we have South Hills. I mean... I'm not going to go scanning right now, but definitely... I mean, I could just scan it, but I think I'll go east here and get to one major intersection. We even have a company here. I mean, it's quite line-upable. Mendocina, I bet that's marked. Okay, angle, think, Oscar. That angle. Okay. It's too much. That's too little. That's about right. Okay, I'll go for info then. It does bend nearby us. It's becoming more southeast. It was more east and now it becomes more southeast, so there's a few places where you could see that. And then we get a long stretch here of the same stuff. Okay, we'll just get this sign. Okay, so Paradiso is where we're going to our west, so that would be... Where is that? I forget where that even is, to be honest. Okay, Quimore is nearby. In fact, we're basically... Well, we're probably... We've got like a... south of us. Okay, well, it should be to our west, and then El Tinto should be the next city. It is. And we do have the hills, and I don't know. We've like, if you think about the bend, right? It's just bent. It's come down and bent more. So we're probably right here. So if we go back to the start, I would assume that, and we're just on a bend. I mean, it has to be this, right? And then bend. We're on the west side of that little town thing. And then this. I mean, I don't see the Mendocina. I don't see that. But regardless, I think it's the 5K. I'm struggling to... Because it should continue a little straight, but then... Okay, I just want to confirm here. So this angle should be like that. It's somewhere in this town. I think just this is the 5K, so yeah. No, I did not think it was that many meters, bro. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's okay. I don't need a 5K for the World Cup, so it's all learning. This time I was going for less, more ballsy plays, like kind of you mentioned, but well. Okay, so I think that might, yeah, Colorado, yeah. Russell. I think that's probably the name of the town. Landscape-wise, we got big mountains west, we got smaller hills. I mean, we could maybe scan it at this level. Russell. Should I do that? I don't really think I should. It could actually just be the family name as well. But it is Colorado. I'm still thinking about the last round. Gotta just lock in here. We're on Riverside Drive. I'm gonna set a checkpoint right here. San Jose. Riverside Drive. That could be useful. We're probably near a river of some kind. We got also a railway. Running along with us, parallel. Okay. We're gonna get to some intersection here, I think. So let's just keep going. Yeah, we're about to head into the... Oh, no. That's not good. Surely we can skip over whatever break in the street view happens here. Nope. That's just the end. Okay, Riverside Drive, potentially Russell. Oh, I just went back to checkpoint instead. I meant to hit reset. This way? Oh, I think there's a big intersection here. I think I messed up. I was too flustered from the last round. Oh man, there was big stuff here. Okay. We're just about to come on to... We're off Riverside Drive and the 25, the 160 and the 25. Okay, the 25 obviously runs along here, and then we need the 160. 24, 96, 50, 165. Okay, we're getting there. 160. Boom. And then, I mean, we should be... Is this Riverside Drive? Doesn't give us the name of the... Okay, well, that's leading onto it. It doesn't say what we're currently on. Well, it feels like we're on the 160, actually. And we're headed east to it. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I would have thought just, like, here, maybe. We're not there. Okay, well, let's see the road angle here, I guess. There's a direct east-west, yeah. Okay. This. We're maybe on that. Main Street? Yeah, it looks pretty good. So let's just see. Do we have an RV shop here? Let's just... I guess we'll just see that. And does this road continue? It could be pretty... shit. It has a bridge, yes. Oh, man, I wanted to stay on there, but... Okay, we can. Loves. And a dispensary. It's got a dispensary, and the road does continue to a car park. Okay. Yeah. That feels fine. It really does. And then, yeah, cat scale. I mean, none of the companies are right, which does concern me, but they could have just changed. Okay, so let's go back to start. And let's see the angle of it. I mean, we probably could have just gone for the angle of the road, because I think I've had the 5K for a while. Yeah. Okay. Well, it was 14 minutes 24, but we did cheap out with the... I mean, we got lucky once, and we got a bit unlucky another time, I guess. I mean... I guess I don't have a really good sense for meters, because I could have sworn the whole town was... The town was bigger than I thought, I think, actually. Well, that's what happened there. The town was like... I saw these two, and I thought this was the whole town. Yeah, this is what happened. I thought this was the whole town, but really, I could have continued on and seen more houses. But they were just kind of hidden. There was actually, like, trees and stuff in the way. And I had assumed that by clicking in between here, that I was clicking in between here, actually. You know what I mean? I thought clicking here meant clicking here, because I thought that was the extent of the town. So that's really what went wrong there. But 1424, not too bad. And I'll end it off there, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. Stream continues now. But there we go. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.